welcome to Pigskin Isn't Just for Cooking podcast nights.
That's so good how excited you get. That's so good.
This is Adam Bullock, your commish with the dish, here with Evan Forbes, a.k.a. Kissing Cousins. Good evening, fella.
What's happening?
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
What a fun week we just had, and a fun week that keeps going because of the trade deadline. Which is stuff we're definitely going to talk about later, but I want to hear how you're doing.
Oh, I'm good. Gearing up for a busy weekend. Got the kids' birthday party tomorrow at Elevate, that trampoline park.
Oh, can I come?
It's like $20 to get in, I guess. But yeah, there's like...
I'm a grown-ass man. I got $20.
You'd be surprised.
Actually, that might be kind of creepy if I just show up and be like, let me in.
Right. No, I think they actively keep folks like you out.
I got $20. Let me bounce.
That's where I know some of these kids. Now, there's like 6 kids from our class come in, and there's like an hour and a half of jumping, and then they get the pizza party for like 45 minutes.
My birthday is the next day. I lost $20 betting on when your daughter was going to be born.
You did. Did you bet your own birthday?
Yeah, I did.
You did bet your own birthday.
Heck yeah, why wouldn't I?
Missed it by
that much.
Hey! That much, dude. Yeah, Halloween kid. What are you going to do? Yeah, so it's going to be a busy weekend. And then Sunday we got stuff planned. And then on Monday, of course, is Halloween. And we're going to have another party for her. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I saw you got the Halloween Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
Very fun with the birthday spooky presents underneath it.
That's right. Yeah, a little Halloween Christmas tree with all the Nightmare Before Christmas Hallmark decorations that the wife has to get every year. And yeah, I figured we got a tree. Why not go ahead and wrap some presents and put it underneath? So the kids had been staring at a few presents for the better part of 2 weeks now. So
I'm sure she's super excited.
Starting traditions, bro.
But you know what I'm super excited about?
Talking about football?
Talking about fantasy football.
Let's do it.
And before we talk about fantasy football, I have some corrections I got to make.
We both do.
Oops.
Oops?
Oops, like that's the best job you've ever done, oops, right?
Please tell me you did not just make a mistake.
Well, half of one.
I'm going to let Kamish take this one first since this is a rare occasion.
Well, I absolutely made half a mistake.
I'll say
Robbie
half.
Anderson did not play his full 6 years on the Carolina Panthers. I thought he did.
Nope.
He was on the Jets for the first 4 years.
Yep.
So I guess you could consider what missed that part.
Over half his career he spent on the Jets. And during the podcast, I thought you were wrong. But again, I'm not going to tell the commish he's wrong because, again, I don't want to be...
Dude, and I love that stigma.
And I don't want to have to correct myself correcting you. It gets a little deep at that point.
Let's just keep it at that. If you think commish is wrong...
Just keep it to myself.
That.
Yeah.
Don't think that.
Keep it to yourself. See,
Please.
Again, going into the whole, I see Robbie Anderson's name, I always picture green and white. Because
really?
For the Jets, for so long, he came in as a Jets.
Silver and blue.
For the Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was always green and white. That's why I was like, I don't think so, but we'll check it and see. I was also wrong last week in saying that Jimmy Garoppolo was the bench warmer of the week 2 weeks in a row. That was not correct. I believe Brissett was the week before or something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Cool. I'm not going to check that, and I'm not going to correct it if I'm wrong.
We're not going to correct a correction.
No, it goes one level deep and it stops there.
But yeah, those are quick corrections. Really love it. We're gonna jump right into the news.
Yeah.
Who will the Patriots' #1 receiver be this weekend? My brothers are fantasy warriors. We share our knowledge with one another. Whatever my brother knows, I know. And all of their knowledge will be mine. I'm gonna crush you guys this week.
Awesome. So we got a bigger news cycle this week.
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna cover a lot of that at first and go into the outs and misses that might be happening coming up this week. But I wanna kick it to you.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the first one is my guy.
Exactly.
But the thing is, nothing's happened yet. Kareem Hunt, we heard rumors in the beginning of the season, and then it quieted down. He's been producing. Did better in the first couple games than he has the last few games, but playing behind Nick Chubb, that's going to happen.
it's Nick Chubb's house.
Yes, it's his show.
Yeah.
But then the rumors pop up, last week? And I would be all for it. I saw something about possibly the Jets. That was even after the trade that we'll get into here shortly. But I think he could do well on another team. At this point, there's a few options. I'm not sure what the best one would be.
Brett, I know there's been a lot of conversation on our message board about it.
Yeah.
There really has been. About
Yeah.
probably more than any other trade, potential trade that's going on out
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Everyone's got a team.
I really think the Bills are going to pick him up.
Somebody said Baltimore. I don't know
Well,
if that was
you
just
don't
a
want
joke.
that.
I don't know if that was just a joke.
I think that was Johnny doing a joke, but there is potential seriousness in that.
Right. Well, I
Right?
just ship him over to Jacksonville since you just sent the next guy out.
Yeah, I don't want to see that because as an Etienne owner, I think they got a brand new team. Let's work with that. With Kareem Hunt, we talked about this in a podcast earlier. There's his history with his negative history.
Well, you know.
You think he's outran it by now? Pun
know,
intended.
Nice. Nice. A few people have had that kind of history, and they've gone to different teams and been just fine. Antonio Brown, I believe, was maybe one
He
of
has
those
not
people.
gone to other teams and been nice.
Well, he's gone to other team, and he's gotten where he's produced in fantasy a little bit.
A little bit. No, he's out paying $150 million fee for assaulting some other person. Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to talk about that part. I don't know. We'll see. I honestly, at this point, I just want somebody to make a decision so I can make a decision. Right.
That's fantasy football. Please don't let me sit here all day for weeks just looking at my phone about the same potential trade that could be happening.
Right.
I really think the Bills could pick him up.
Okay.
Uh,
After the Singletary.
no, Devin's doing great.
Yeah.
Devin Single's doing great, but I'm thinking like they got Moss that they could swap out, get Hunt. There could be some
Second
RB
season
stuff going on. They're
or second half
looking-
season. Yeah, for sure.
the CMJ, the Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? CMJ.
CMC.
Yes,
Christian
Christian McCaffrey
Yeah.
trade has kind of messed up everything in my head.
Oh, is that
with
right?
potential playoff running backs.
Just scrambled your brain of how the teams might go as far as
Right.
yeah.
Right. I mean, you look at who picked him up, the 49ers.
Right.
They just got immediately better if they can get him on par
Sure.
and healthy.
Well, I'm glad they did it when they did, because any later, you run the risk of not being able to have any output towards the end of the season, which is why you're picking somebody like that up to begin with. So, yeah,
So yeah, I could see that.
there's wild stuff going on. Yeah, next guy, James Robinson, traded to the Jets. He's in now what I've heard a hot hand situation. So there's that. But I don't have Robinson. You don't have Robinson.
No, I don't.
Your guy Etienne just went up a little bit.
Heck yeah.
In order. Yeah.
I'm so pumped for that. I
Nice.
needed that. This is completely opposite from last year.
Okay.
At this point last year, I was nosediving.
You were the guy that was getting
I
usurped
won
by
4
other
or 5
running
straight, and then everything went against me.
backs. Oh, you're
and
talking. Yeah, just losses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just I lost every game after that.
We didn't lose this week.
No, but that's fine. People don't need to know that. I like to keep the voodoo in house.
Yeah.
Another one I really like that I saw that's on our news: Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Kadarius?
Yes.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traded to the Chiefs.
Okay.
I think that's pretty big.
Yeah. He's Dan's guy.
Yes, I read a lot about that this morning. To be very honest, it's not going to be. It might not be good right up front, but a lot of the people that the Chiefs picked up this past year, like Juju Smith and
MVS.
Mecole Hardman,
Oh, yeah.
he's on contract end,
Oh, okay.
so they're about to lose a lot of their top wide receiver.
Ooh, gotcha.
So Tony comes with since he's still a rookie for
Uh-huh.
only 2 years, comes with an already 3-year deal for the
Okay.
cheap that they can develop, and he's a first round draft pick.
See, that's the stuff that I don't really ever understand is all that contract stuff and kind of what that does for a team and what that does for a quarterback of that team. I would probably like to know a little bit more about that. That'd probably help me.
Yeah. Well, thinking forward, especially for a dynasty team, like
Sure.
you gotta kind of look at contracts,
Right.
right? Especially when it comes to trades. Even not just NFL trades, but our trades between our inner
Right.
league.
That's what I thought you meant. Just talking about our trades, like you said, being a dynasty league.
Yeah.
Obviously, we kind of have to think in that same mindset as a team.
Yeah. So like I have Mecole Hardman, right? And I see they pick up Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That scares me
Yeah.
because like he's having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great year, but is starting to have a better year than he had before. So I'm looking towards playoffs. I'm like, oh yeah, Hardman's really doing it.
Yeah.
Go. And then this happens, and
Womp womp.
and then I go and look at, they're about to lose their top three. The Chiefs are. They're about
Right,
to lose their
right.
top three wide receivers, and they can keep a first round draft pick talent as Tony that they got
Okay.
in the trade for
Right.
the next 3 years and develop him
Gotcha.
in a way that the Giants couldn't.
Sure.
So I think this is a great play for the Chiefs.
Good for Dan.
Good for Dan,
Yeah.
unless unless he doesn't listen to this and we go out and try to trade for him.
He doesn't. You should. You should. Yeah.
I think that is a tradable asset that you could get for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
That could produce bigger for people out there trying to do trades
I like it.
in our league.
I like it. And trades have been happening, so that's always cool.
Yeah.
They have been happening.
Well, I'm gonna move on to the next one because this kind of affects me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have Matt Ryan,
Okay.
but damn it, was I all in on the Colts?
Oh, yeah. You talking about, oh, yeah. You sure were, man. So this, it definitely kind of brings that down a little bit for you, huh?
Yeah, Matt Ryan got benched for the season. Also, another contract thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it because I read about it, but I can't go into all the specifics because
Confidential.
I got
Yeah,
confused
for sure.
about it. No, confident. Yeah, I was there. I got an earpiece in while I'm, slaving away in the kitchen.
Signed an NDA.
Listening to Matt Ryan in the back. But it's really, this is actually a really deep contract thing.
Yeah.
I recommend people trying to figure it out. Go listen to it. With Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, that's about as best as I could do.
Yeah, to
Ellinger,
start. I
Ellinger?
spent the remaining of my fantasy dollars.
Ooh. Yeah, that's crazy.
45. I had to.
Look at that. You went out before Raul. Raul still's got what, $3, $6 left?
$3, I think.
You went 45 in? Is that what it ended
well,
up being?
I had to.
You had to.
Because the week before, God damn
Who
it.
held the gun to your head and made you put $45 in?
Johnny did.
Okay.
I blame Johnny for every overpaid quarterback from here on out.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so yes, quarterbacks are high standard, right?
Yes.
Doesn't mean we have to spend that much money on them. We all know they're high standard, but if you go back and look at as a whole how much we're spending, we're not spending that much money.
Yeah.
Until Johnny last week spends 50 fucking fantasy points on a backup QB.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, that changed everything.
Yeah.
That changed the mindset of quarterbacks in our league. Even though we all knew they were
Yes,
hard to get.
They were slim pickings. It is a
So, like, we're going to
drought.
spend 12, 15.
Nope.
We see a 50, we know that's the high point.
You bid 45, and then Melvin was behind you at 35, and then Dask was behind that at 25.
Yep,
And then Mile High at 8.
exactly. I went to 26,
Yeah.
to 36, to like, fuck it. I'm going all in. I need him. Because I didn't have 2 QBs next week
That's awesome.
on week 8.
Yeah.
I don't have him on the bye week or week 9.
Okay.
I didn't have an extra QB, so like I needed one, and this guy is who I thought I could invest in, right? Because he's a second-year QB, not
Yeah.
a 10-year QB, Johnny.
Right. Yeah. Oh, no.
So my investment, I
boy.
feel, is better because
Yeah.
he could have he obviously has a longer career
Obviously.
and is in the path of starting, because from what I read, and I'm not going to quote it because I could have read it wrong, but
Sure.
the contract is that Matt Ryan's not there next year.
Oh,
So Ellinger's the guy.
nice for you.
Heck yeah.
Good on you. I will say that week also, we were all just bidding very well, right? Like all those bids were within $10, right, for the most part.
6, 8,
Yeah.
4.
And then we had Marquise Goodwin, me, Daskell, and Johnny all bid for him, and I got him with 5, but then Daskell was 3, Johnny was 2. Again, I think we're all pretty good at valuing players out there. I don't think anyone's, besides, again, the $50 has gone super crazy. Well, then Raul did do... I don't know if $35
Well, that
is
was the
too
beginning
much
of the year.
for a
Raul-
CEH anymore.
Raul did it right, and
Yeah.
I said it at the first podcast. He did it right. He needed something because
Yeah. I don't think that was an overbid at this point.
no, he had to spend 35 on CEH.
Yeah.
He had to.
But yet, you're the
He-
first one out of money, so...
That's fine. Because guess what? I got some trades out there.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We can trade for money.
Oof. I gotta tell you, I'm just glad I've got some money left going into the second half of
Hey,
the
I
season.
got $10 in my pocket. You need.
But
You want
let,
to trade $10?
oh, collusion. That's definitely collusion.
Is that really?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not
Under
doing
the
that.
table money for fantasy dollars, 100%, that's collusion.
It's over the airways money.
Oh. I don't think that makes it any more right. Oh, boy. All right, let's move on. Another pretty big hit, Brees Hall. Torn ACL,
Yes.
done for the season.
That's why Robinson's there.
Probably done for the season.
Absolutely done for the season.
Yeah.
Has he been moved to the IR? Because that's a big thing in our league. When
Yes.
the fuck are they going to the IR?
People are very concerned about when they can put someone on the IR. You know what? There's people that have IRs on their bench that just don't even really
Yeah,
give a shit.
Like they're gonna get somebody off the waiver wire.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, he is on the IR. That is a bummer. The Jets, again, they got James Robinson, so there's that. But yeah, that was a shot for Johnny because he was, and that's a shot for that guy, man. I mean, what a bummer. You were having a really good rookie year, and then
Yeah, going for rookie of the year.
that was, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough for him.
Hurts the Hurtsel.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely feel bad for him as a player. That's rough. But again, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Your guy Njoku, he is out for this week.
Yeah.
High ankle sprain. It looked like it was maybe going to be a little bit longer at some point, but it's not.
We'll see what happens. Tight end's a tough position for everybody this year.
Yeah.
Unless you're Mark Andrews, George Kittle,
Yeah, for sure.
Gerald Everett.
Right.
Because of the next one, I'm going to go right into it.
Please go
Mike
ahead.
Williams
Yes,
out for 4 weeks minimum. That opens up huge doors for you.
it does for
With
Gerald
Everett.
Everett. Mike Williams not on the IR though.
No, not going to happen.
And have you cried about it yet?
Cried?
Yeah, just like to yourself. Are you just so upset that he's not on the IR that you just don't know what to do with yourself?
No.
Oh,
I was
okay.
relieved because I can play some other players that are on my bench that are just as awesome.
Oh boy, this is so good. Again, I just love him. There was a guy that was shot twice, and it still took like 4 days to put him on IR. So
man.
it just takes some time. Commissioner's doing a little pouty stomp. because-
Yeah, and I did. I'm
know
sure.
that sound
Hopefully they
was.
heard it. But yeah, Mike Williams out. Please play Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at a trade for him.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll
send
go
something
about
out.
that off the air.
Send something out.
After that, Jamar Chase
Yep.
out 4 to 6 weeks. Big one that came out today, right?
Yeah, will not be placed on the IR, but out at least 4 weeks.
I think he might be placed in the IR at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. That is another big hit for him and for Johnny. That's 2 big hits for Johnny.
He
at
doesn't
running
seem
back
to be
and-
scared.
and
He's doing good. He was
receiver.
just roster baiting towards
Yeah, he's got the confidence.
towards Devin Duvernay, who did great for him.
Had a really good Thursday
I
night.
get it.
Really good Thursday night.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. But you got a long road
Yeah,
to make it without one of your top wide receivers.
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And running back.
Some other notable questionables. Waddle for you, Evan.
Been off and on that thing. So
Debo Samuel, who's actually now out.
yes, he is officially out.
I'm considering playing some people without them. Andrews gonna be coming back. His shoulder injury is considered minor.
Oh, well, that was last night. They played on Thursday, so that's old.
Right.
That's old. But yeah.
Edwards for Johnny. Don't know much about that one.
Gus Edwards, yeah.
Gus Edwards. Which Rodgers is this for Melvin?
You know what? Is that an Aaron Rodgers?
No. Amari Rodgers?
I have Amari Rodgers because that's the not Aaron Rodgers. I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Rodgers was questionable. No, I guess it wasn't. I guess I don't know then. Maybe he got taken off. He was for a minute. But
That's all right. Any Rodgers with a D out there is considered doubtful. No, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
No, don't believe me. I can't say that. I just
Wow.
loved seeing Rodgers with a D
Oh, boy.
because he's not Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that's good.
You're welcome, America. Other than that, Ezekiel Elliott,
Yeah.
questionable. Actually, I think is doubtful now from what I saw.
Oh, he's gone down to a D.
He's gone down to the D.
Yep. Yep, he is on the doubtful.
Right. St. Brown for Mile High.
Mm-hmm.
They believe he's going to play. And Jacobs.
Yeah.
Is that Josh Jacobs?
That is Josh Jacobs. And then I believe Devontae Adams is now a questionable as well.
Gotcha.
That's what that
Ooh,
funky...
so Las Vegas having a couple big...
yeah, it
questionables
is a
out
questionable for him.
Heck yeah.
Illness. Just says illness, so not sure what's going on with that. Official outs, Alan Lazard, Russell Gage, Chuba Hubbard. That makes up kind of interesting over in Carolina. I can't imagine I'm playing one of their backup running backs. I even forget his name. I just picked him up. But yeah, Chuba Hubbard not playing, so Raheem Blackshear over in Carolina.
Oh, you picking him up? You going to play him?
I don't know. It's Devontae Foreman. I probably won't. I'll probably end up playing like Damian Pierce since the next guy, James Conner, is officially out as well.
That makes sense.
I got some backup running backs these
look
days,
at
fella.
you.
That's why Johnny, I think, was getting a little
Look at you crunching those numbers.
getting a little nosy over at my running back squad.
Oh, yeah? He's been sniffing around?
You know, it's weird. Brees Hall went down, and all of a sudden he's commenting on how many running backs I have. So I don't know.
Oh, he's taking a look at everybody.
We'll see.
Man, he's getting a little insecure over there.
Jarvis Landry and Michael Thomas are out for the Saints. Might help. How's Olave doing?
Olave is good to go. I am expecting a big game out of him. I need a tear. I need to beat Raul.
Yeah, you do.
That's a big tough one.
It's a nice 51-49% right now projection. You barely have the 51%, but you know how those things go.
Yeah,
It's
I
how
don't,
they
I
go.
don't trust those percentages.
Nor should you. Nor
As
should
all.
you.
I'm just trying to play my best stuff.
Yeah.
I keep trading out what I think might be the best.
Yeah. Tinker. Got to do it.
No, it's gonna be my stinker, man.
Yeah. Last out I've got is what we just talked about, Deebo Samuel. Some official starts. Mac Jones is going to be starting for New England.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, instead of Zippy.
Because he's the favorite over there.
I want to change my news opening, which New England receiver will be like. I want to change it to a quarterback because that kind of feels like what's going on over there. I mean, I know there's been some injuries and stuff, but who's the next one up? Is it going to be Jones or is it going to be Zeppe? Am I not talking about the right team?
Who are you talking about?
Mac Jones?
Yeah, Mac Jones and Zippy.
Okay.
Zippy?
Okay, you're looking at me like I was talking about Daniel Jones for a second. I was like, oh shit, did I say Daniel Jones? And am I talking about the right team? Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm looking at you still confused because I have no idea what's going on over there.
Oh, in New England. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, who am I talking about?
I'm so confused at what is going
Nice.
on at New England.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the crowd does not love Jones. But Jones is the better quarterback. Well, no, actually, down on paper, Jones is not the better quarterback.
Wow. You know what I say? Leave it to Ramondre. Moving on, Andy Dalton will start even though Jamias is healthy. Or Jameis, sorry. Oh, I did it again.
I think that's
Jameis.
a sleight of hand. Well, let's see what happens. That's,
okay.
Dude, that's some.
Do you think it'll
that's some
pull
New
the
Orleans
old,
voodoo.
pull the old ginger switch? Just take Andy Dalton out halfway and throw in Jameis? I did it right that time. Jameis. Nailed it.
but he's not ginger. So
No,
I'm so
I'm saying just
confused.
switch the ginger out. That's all I'm saying. And PJ Walker will be quarterbacking over Carolina over Baker Mayfield. Poor Baker Mayfield. He
No,
is
not
now the
poor
backup.
Baker Mayfield. He sold all his... Okay. I'm going to go back to his commercial that he had
Uh-oh.
where he sold all his belongings.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, so he just doesn't have anything anymore.
Okay. He's tapped out.
He did it to himself.
Okay.
He got paid to not have anything anymore.
Is that your guy? Baker
Who?
Mayfield?
No.
Johnny's guy?
I don't know.
Nah, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm scribbling down Baker Mayfield. Nobody fucking cares.
And that is the news.
Hey. That concludes the news.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, all right. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Don't mind us. This is Knights.
Yeah, just getting a little silly. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure we got the right sound cue up next.
Gotcha. But coming up after this news, we're gonna jump into our weekly reports. Let me pull this up. Is this everything on here? Heck yeah, it is.
It is.
Our highest score of the week.
This guy. Me. That's me.
I thought you had an awesome soundbite.
Oh.
Like laid up for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I
hold on.
pointed at you.
Oh, I got it.
We're going to talk about the best of the best. Let's talk about my team. Guys, are you nervous, excited?
I'm shocked. I'm bewildered.
I am a champion! Success in all endeavors.
Yeah. That's me.
Fantastic.
That's me. I got highest score.
Yes, it was better than an 8-point play. It was a 212-point play for Evan Forbes as highest scorer. Congratulations, good sir. How do you feel?
I did it, dude. I got over 200 and I got a high score. I feel good.
And this is your second one?
It is my second one of the season. Yes, sir. Me and Mile High and... Oh, sorry, fellas. I feel like there's somebody else that's gotten 2 highest scores this season so far. Sorry, fellas. It's not coming to me. That's on me.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, but there's only 7 weeks. So if me and Mile High have gotten it twice, that's 4.
Yeah.
I know Raul's got it once. Pretty sure Daskell's got it once. And I think Dan got it once.
I think Dan got it once.
That would be 7 weeks. 4
about
and
me?
3. Have you gotten it once?
No.
Ah, this guy. I see what you did.
No, I just run the damn league and do all the fucking work.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah, I got 212. Not 2 shabs. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, but congratulations, man. High score 212 is nothing to joke around with.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the person who you also, I do believe you share with the 2 highest scorers,
Mm-hmm.
Mile High. You know, he got the little toilet going on this week. He got the lowest score with 117 points.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mile High is on a 3-game losing streak right now, so he's on a little bit of a dip. But
That's a tough one.
bye weeks and stuff.
Melvin's going through some hard times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Melvin's on a 5-game losing streak right now. I don't want to bring it up, but I feel like I have to at this point.
Well, we just did.
Okay.
So it's okay. I mean, that's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and that's fantasy football. There, we got offers and
No.
winners, and
Gloss over the fact that
we
Daskell's on a
got-
5-game winning streak.
We got 5. We got 8. Daskell, I know I saw you the other week,
Oh, yeah.
and
nice.
and I was like, bro, I can't believe
You
you're
gotta
winning
stop.
like that.
You gotta stop winning, dude.
Yeah, you have to. You're too good, and I did not expect this of you, especially with a person who has almost his entire IR.
Oh, filled.
Yes, a
Chock
person
full,
who has
dude.
his IR filled is still winning.
That's crazy, dude. Crazy.
We love that though. That is fantasy football to a T. Into the players of the week.
Yeah.
We got QB Joe Burrow
Ooh.
with 60.74 points going off. I'm expecting the same thing out of him this next week.
Without Jamar
You
Chase.
lucky. Yeah, absolutely.
He's got Tyler Boyd. He's got T. Higgins.
Absolutely.
And guess what? He is generous.
Guess who's gonna but like it's gonna be you. Guess who's gonna oh shit. So Daskell?
Yeah.
Yep. because I think Daskell has Higgins,
Yeah, either
And-
Higgins or
and then
Melvin has Boyd.
and then it's Melvin who
because
was
I
the
was,
other way.
Yeah, and I was going against
Yep.
Boyd last week with Melvin. And
Yep.
yeah, Burrow is generous with his football and his plus 40 yarders and his touchdowns. I feel like every week there's at least 2 receivers that are over that 15 to 17
Right.
point mark.
And now I can guess which 2 receivers those are going to be.
And their tight end over there is
Tight.
okay. Yeah, okay. I know they're owned in our league, but off the top of my head, I can't tell you. But all I have to do is look on my app, and it tells me it's Hayden Hurst, who Melvin also has.
So Melvin should be playing 2 Cincinnati Bengals next week.
If he wasn't questionable.
Yeah. After that, the running back of the week,
Yeah.
Walker,
Kenneth Walker.
the third. No,
Is
it's
he?
just Kenneth Walker.
No.
I'm making that up. 36.8 points for Daskell. What a great rookie pickup.
Oof.
He's really tearing it up out there. I think he might have coughed up a fumble that game. I might be wrong, but he has some bad plays, but he's broken off in every game so far.
He's benefiting.
For a huge game.
Yeah, he's benefiting from the loss of Derp. It's out of my head. Rashad Penny.
Yeah, your guy.
Yeah.
Out of your
unfortunately.
head. Wide receiver of the week, Jamar Chase, who is now out.
That's
Sorry,
tough.
Johnny. We're going to move
That's
right
tough.
on.
37
from that
points,
one.
man. That's
Scratch
going to be a tough
that one.
loss. Oh, no. He crossed him out.
Tight end, George Kittle. Number 1 tight end with 21.8 points for our league. Beetle, good job. I know you're in a rebuilding process, but, that's a good one to hang on to.
I'm playing him this week. I'm playing him this week.
Or with some trade bait, get a lot out of him.
Yeah.
You never know. And defense of the week.
Ooh.
Woof.
Tough.
41.6 points.
Beast
Outscored
mode.
everyone but the quarterback, the Cowboys.
Man, Dan's Cowboys are doing some work on defense.
Yeah.
Good
Dan's
for him.
hanging on because of the Cowboys.
Yeah, and he played him, and it's a reason he got the win against Chris Alex. We'll talk about it.
So when I play against him, I got to convince him not to play the Cowboys.
Yeah. I guess I'll take bench warmers. Quarterback, bench warmer of the week, my guy, Justin Fields. I kind of like to see that. I mean, 23.61 points. Nothing crazy, but a bye week option he is becoming. The Chicago's
All right, Yoda.
Nice. That's a good one. Chicago is, I guess, letting him throw the ball a little bit more. So that's pretty cool. Again, they won that game against New England, which both of us did not see coming. I don't think anybody in our fantasy league saw that Chicago win coming.
No,
I don't
against
think
New
anybody
England?
in the league
No.
saw that coming.
New England was on like a 2-game tear.
At Foxborough.
Yeah, so we're just like, oh my god, they are just killing it.
Crazy.
They zipped out Detroit. They won the next game. Was it against Baltimore? I feel I could be totally wrong.
New
It's
England?
Knights.
Cleveland.
It was Cleveland.
Yeah, they won
Ooh,
against-
I picked Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep.
Yeah,
riding.
so they beat out Detroit, then Cleveland. Yeah. So wild stuff. Your guy, running back, bench warmer, is it Antonio Gibson? I think it's Antonio
it's
Gibson.
Antonio Gibson.
23 points. That's good. That makes me nervous. I really don't know if I could play Brian Robinson yet. Because Antonio Gibson is kind of like the goal line guy, and he's just eating up some points that Brian Washington is not getting.
Well, I'll tell
Brian
you
Robinson over in Washington, sorry.
what. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. It really only came down to he had 10 carries,
Right.
which eats up a lot.
Sure.
3 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a little bit. The big thing on it too is that without the touchdown, he's getting the return yards
That's true.
because he's been relegated to that.
Right. For
I know,
sure.
I know there's been rumor about him getting traded, but the coach came out today and was like, "That's not happening."
Shut it down. Yeah, he did.
Like that's not happening.
Really quick, when I saw that, I like to jump on the comments sometimes just to see what terrible or funny stuff. It's mostly terrible. But one thing
it's all terrible.
it's all the worst, most vile. Ugh. But one thing I did catch really fast was, are you really going to lose your job to a dude that got shot twice? Oh, I was like, oh no, no. Tough.
Tough. That's what.
Oh, boy.
Oh no, tough.
Boy.
What is
All
this,
right.
Bloodhouse? JCVD getting shot twice.
That's a good movie. All right, moving on. Another one of your guys we just talked about a little bit. McCole Harbin, wide receiver benchwarmer of the week, 26.4.
Heck yeah, I love to see it. Keep more of it. He might hit my lineup eventually.
I can't wait to see it. Tight end, Pat Freiermuth for Dan, 15.5 tight end benchwarmer.
He's been in a lot of injuries recently, so
Tough to trust.
no. Well, who's he gonna trust over? He's Schultz. He's got Schultz and his tight end.
Yeah, I thought he
I
had.
might throw Fairmouth in. It's hard to know because they have the new quarterback. Who the new QB is gonna trust?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure. That makes sense. Defense, Titans. Melvin's got him. 27.8. That's pretty huge. Took it to Indiana. Your guys.
My guys.
Colts.
Oh, I know.
No.
I'm so sad.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's why I went all in on the rest of my money
I know.
for their new QB.
You love them,
They
dude.
still have a team. They still have one of the best defenses. They still have one of the best run games.
Mm-hmm.
I went all in on their number one wide receiver, so he better win me some
Lot of-
stuff.
lot
I'm
of
starting to
eggs.
get a little I'm starting to get a little, but I could turn around.
Okay.
We're only halfway through.
Only halfway through, the Colts can still make something out of the
Only
season.
halfway through.
Yeah, I think that was it for our weekly report.
So on into our review matchups.
Yeah, and I have a sound cue for that.
Heck yeah!
You're down by 7 with 4 minutes to go.
I'm gonna be lucky if I get a point out of these donkeys. Oh my god, there was a sack.
That's a point.
And a fumble.
That's another point.
Oh my god, they're running it back.
No.
That was points! That was an 8-point play!
Are you kidding me? Am I seriously gonna lose to Taco? Come on.
And somebody did lose the tacos, so it still rings true.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But I love the epic sound involved. The boom.
Yeah, man. Gotta make it
You know,
count.
like
make
I'm
it
watching
intense.
Jurassic Park again for the first time. First game coming up. We're gonna start with the highest score, and it's Evan versus Mike Melvin, 212 to 137. Big game
Yeah.
for Kissing Cousins.
Yeah.
I'm sure you loved every minute of it. Joe Burrow doubling up. He scored 60.74 out of his 30.19 projection, completing 34 of 42 for 481 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 completions, well over 40,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, well over 40, carrying it 3 times for 20 yards and his own touchdown. So he has scored 4 touchdowns himself for 3-6.
It's like the best stats you could
Pretty
ever hope
gross.
for. Yeah.
It's probably his best game of the year.
Oh, yeah, almost definitely. It might be one of the best games of his career. I mean, it's huge. Absolutely huge.
I don't want to go that far.
481 and
The
4
sky's the limit
touchdowns.
for a young guy like this, right?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I love it, though.
Yeah,
I love it.
Dude, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Kamaro had a steady game.
Mm-hmm.
He had 11 carries, 49 yards. He also had 7 of 9 for 56. That's where
Yeah.
he got his 14 points out of 15. Benjamin, can't count him out. This young stud out of Arizona, really doing it. 12 carries for 92 yards, a touchdown, a 2-coin conversion. A rush over 40 yards and getting 4 out of 5 catches for 21 yards.
That Kamara Benjamin, that was that the last Thursday game.
So, like, these Benjamin numbers are 2 years ago Kamara numbers, right?
Yeah. I'm excited. You know, it's a bummer about James Conner, but I will take all the field action I can get out of Mr.
You'll take all the Benjamins you can get.
Yeah, I like it, dude. Like it.
Up next, Jason Waddle on his team.
Jalen.
4 of 5. Jalen. Did I say Jason?
Sorry, you said Jason.
I got a friend named Jason. He likes to waddle. Jalen Waddle, 4 out of 5 for 88 yards. McLaurin, Old Terry, scary Terry, showing up finally.
Thought about taking him out.
You did. We talked about that.
I almost put in, I forget who, in that Thursday night game. I almost put somebody in, but I decided, no, I'm going to let Terry have a game with old Heineke. And yeah, worked out.
I love it. That's great. It definitely did. The true colors shone through. He loves his old faithfuls. He had 5 for 8, 73 yards and a touchdown. Gerald Everett, who we talked about earlier, he had 5 for 9, still 9 targets for a tight end, 63 yards, giving him 11 points over 10. I'm looking for a big game out of him next week.
Yeah, with Mike Williams being gone, Keenan Allen being Keenan Allen this year, as far as just really injured and all that. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and let me just keep going on, because this is going to be the only team we talk about every effing player.
Well,
because you got highest scorer.
They're all in double digits.
Ramondre Stevenson, outstanding game, 11 carries for 39 yards, a touchdown, 8 for 8 receptions, 59 yards.
Perfect catches.
Even with Damian Harris back.
Made me nervous about playing him, but even this week, I think I'm all in on Ramondre, man.
You should. I agree with that. Damian Pierce. 1 TD piercing damage. That's fantastic as a D&D nerd out there.
You do love that. You really do.
That is really great. He had 20 carries. Again,
yeah,
getting that high, they're really, putting it on, even though they're losing all the time.
Yeah.
They're riding this young show horse into the ground.
Yeah.
After that, Herbert, mediocre.
Underprojected. Yeah, underprojected.
But still scoring higher than most. He scored 23 of 31 points. 31, I want to say, is in the top echelon of our projections.
Yeah.
There's the top 5 are projected 31.
Sure.
And usually score above it.
Right, your Patrick Mahomes, your Josh Allens, your, now Joe Burrows and Justin Herberts.
Right, exactly.
Sorry, fellas.
Then Patriots still doing their defensive thing.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick loves to call those plays. They had 1 interception, 33 points allowed, 4 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, but still scoring 18 points out of their 29 points.
Yeah, help me out. On the other end, Melvin had 137, underprojected a little bit. Aaron Rodgers underprojecting, only getting 21 out of his 26. He did have 2 touchdowns. Did 23 out of 35 completions for 194. Just hasn't been the same Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Talk about it every week, I feel like.
Their old guys are looking tired. It's time for the new guys.
It is a new generation. And
it's a new generation of football.
That's accurate.
Just like when they came in 20 years ago, it was a new generation of football, and the Joe Montanas and the Dan Marinos they're out of it anymore.
Your Brett Favres, they're gone.
The Favres.
Derrick Henry, almost hitting his projection. He did get 15.3 out of his projected 17. Had he had a touchdown, obviously it would have been even higher. He did have 30 carries for 128 yards. Massive.
That's huge.
Massive. 3 out of 3 receptions for 10 yards, but that 30 carries for 128.
With 30 carries, those points at any time playing him could be immediately higher.
Right. His score without a touchdown is what you're hoping your running back gets with a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, you're hoping 15 is what you're getting because your running back scored a touchdown that week. It's sick.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Jamal Williams over in Detroit didn't really do anything. He underprojected. 15 carries, 79 yards, only got 6 points. Other standouts I kind of want to talk about. Christian Kirk is kind of holding his own. He did get 7 for 10 receptions for 96 yards, almost got 100 yards. He did get 13, so he overprojected. Hayden Hurst over in Cincinnati pretty much hit his projection, got 10 points. Had he got one of those 3 touchdowns Joe Burrow, threw, which again,
could have been.
Exactly. At this point, it's anybody's game.
Absolutely.
Right. He would have had 16 to 17 points.
I expect one of those touchdowns happening this next week.
Yeah. The real biggest bummer, though, is that goose egg by Dobbs for Green Bay. Yeah.
I'm under the impression that he's injured, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any even attempts or anything for him, it looks like. Oh, no, he did have 4 attempts. He did get, thrown to 4 times.
Just didn't bring him in.
Couldn't do it. Tough day. Tyler Boyd, though. Tyler Boyd did do some work. 33.5 points.
Big work.
Had it not been for Jamar Chase, I believe Tyler Boyd would have had the day for receivers.
And could have the rest 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, he absolutely could. I'm glad I got my Melvin day out of the way, my Melvin week.
Oh, fuck. Do I have to play Melvin?
You might. Yeah, coming up, right?
Ah, shit.
Right. And I think we're at the point now where I don't think we play each other again, right? Like, I think I'll have to play... I might have to play Melvin again one more time. I'm not sure where we're at in the season, but yeah, huge day for Boyd. 155 yards off of 8 receptions out of 9 attempts. That is crazy numbers.
Love it. That's great football.
That's what happens. You get a 40-plus touchdown.
I love it.
Nasty. Jacoby Brissett, unfortunately, unprojected, only getting 12 out of his 18.
But still playing good football.
258 yards.
I mean, Cleveland is still playing really great football, just barely losing.
I mean,
I'm going to keep betting on them.
They lost to the Ravens. The Ravens are a good team. What are you going to do?
They're an okay team.
Yeah. And then his Bucs defense, underprojected almost by half. They got tromped on by the Carolina Panthers, which nobody saw coming. I didn't see the Carolina Panthers winning 21-3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What happened there?
Tough stuff. Tough stuff. But let's move on to another game. Next highest score, because this is how I just order these games, is by highest score.
Yep.
That would be Dan Cook going against Chris Alex, 162-42 to 142-14. How about that? After losing by less than a point last week, Dan comes out for a victory with a nice 162.
I can tell you one reason.
Tell me.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is a very good running back. He's been a very good running back, and I feel like he started a little bit quiet in the beginning of the season, but now he's just on a tear.
Oh, yeah.
Start with Dak Prescott. It was his first week back. Only got 15 points through 207. But
yeah, we both, I think, bet against him.
Because we wanted to. We both kind of knew inside that they were going to win against the Lions.
We were Cooper Rush fans at the moment.
Right.
Like he went for it. And then,
right. We were hoping for some karma for switching the quarterback out.
The capital K.
But they did get a loss. He only had 1 touchdown, 19 out of 25. Only got 15 points. Nick Chubb, though, was Nick Chubb. 16 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Dan surviving off his running back play, and that is respectable.
It's nasty. The 17-7 from Nick Chubb, followed by a 35-point day for Josh Jacobs. Woo! 143 yards off of 20 carries.
Josh Jacobs, the 1 running back in the past 3 weeks.
Oh, Jacobs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, 1-3-1.
Yeah.
Just killing it.
Nasty.
Out there.
3 touchdowns. Huge. Absolutely huge. CeeDee Lamb had kind of a quiet day. 4 out of 6 receptions for 70 yards. He had a negative 4-yard carry, only pulling down 8 points. Amari Cooper, kind of middling. Had he not had the reception over 40, wouldn't have had the best day. Only getting 10-9. Kyle Pitts kind of did nothing. 3 out of 5 receptions for 9 yards. And then, kind of skipping along, Tua, that was his first week back as well.
Tua back playing great football.
261 yards, 21 out of 35 completions, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he scored over 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great average football score. I think he's finally just getting back into, his play.
Getting a little more confident, hopefully.
And of course the Miami spotters are looking at him close, so he's got to be just sweating.
Yeah, right. Eyes on.
He's got to be sweating before he even gets on the field.
Eyes on.
Yes.
Last up was that Cowboys defense we talked about, 41.6 points. That is what will help you win a matchup.
So, unfortunately, Chris Alex losing that week did come in with a good score.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 142 is respectable.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, pre-divorce.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Scored 18 points of 28. I really think without those distractions, he's going to go up in points.
Yeah.
And maybe Chris Alex on the phone with him being like, bro, shave your head.
Oh, no.
Let's get this. Chris Alex, we love you.
Oh,
Christian McCaffrey, we knew was going to not come anywhere close
No.
to what he was originally projected. He's always close to projected to 20 points in our league.
Mm-hmm.
It changed to 11. He only got 7 points. He only had 3 days to practice with his new team. But it's a very fun opportunity for Christian McCaffrey and for Chris Alex's team.
I think it says something that they played him right away week 1.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley, of course, doing his numbers right. 15 points out of 19 with 24 carries, 110 yards. He's one of the main reasons the Giants have only lost 1 game and are way up there.
Crazy.
DeAndre Hopkins, welcome back.
Yeah, he's in it, huh?
10 of 14 receptions for 103 yards.
That was that Thursday night game, right?
Yes, and they won the game 42-34 against New Orleans.
Sure did.
That was a great game to watch.
Looked like it was going to be the guy I was going to play, Rondale Moore show right away, but then like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Hello, Hopkins.
Back. Get him out. That's who's playing.
I like it.
Because Hopkins is back, and yeah, AJ Green's on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be traded off at some point in the season.
Yeah.
And Hollywood Brown is hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah.
He's out. Yeah. It's back to the Hopkins show.
Good for him.
Which I could see might impact Benjamin for yourself going forward, but we'll see what happens. Cortland Sutton, a poor showing. They had not a new quarterback, but they were, Rusty
Right.
Bilson was injured out that game.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott
boy.
showing up, really carrying it for him. 15 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. Probably out next week, but good to go. And
bummer.
Andy Dalton. Is my reading that? Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton.
Scoring almost 40 points again?
Thursday night prime time.
Dude, that's what he does. Dude, the Red Rocket just...
Help keep his job. The Red Rocket. Gross. Help keep his job this week.
He will play, from what I read.
Yes, he is.
And yeah, good luck this next week.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Moving on to myself and Beetle.
And you can talk about yourself first.
I do.
First time you can talk about your own team.
Go me. Well, then I'm just going to breeze past myself. I did okay.
Yeah.
I scored 163 out of 150.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray doing his average thing. My big surprise was Etienne.
Yeah.
Really coming through. 14 carries, 114 yards. He scored 2 different touchdowns. He did lose a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
He could have caught more passes.
Last 3 weeks, 12.9, 13.8, and 20.4, and now you just lost Robinson.
Yep.
I think things are looking up for you, fella.
I think I'm looking good at the halfway point.
I think you are.
At least
In
for
this
one of
position,
my
at least.
players.
Yeah, in this
for
position
one of
only.
my players. I'm looking good. David Montgomery playing his average game. He's not average.
Yeah.
He's getting an average split with
Herbert, who was
with
20 points on your bench, unfortunately, but
yes, and that's something I've talked about every week.
right.
I don't know who to pick, but I'm gonna pick Montgomery every time.
Was it a scary Terry in the beginning of the season at some point?
Yes, it absolutely is, and
that's what you get,
it
yeah.
still is.
There we go.
Michael Pittman is the new scary Terry for me.
Just not doing what he was doing.
Well, also we have a new quarterback.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know what's going to happen this next
But
week.
you know what new quarterback love to do? They love to go to to veteran receivers because they like
trust them.
trustful hands.
That's who
Yes.
they're throwing to.
Yes, so that might benefit you.
I hope so.
That benefited Terry McLaurin last week. So, and plus they already had a history with Heineke being in Washington
they had
for
a
a while.
history.
Oh,
I
boy.
watched it for a whole year.
Yeah, you did.
On prime time. But Olave really showing up.
Mm-hmm.
My man, my biggest draft. I traded out of first to pick this guy up.
He has not scored under 10 points since week 1, fella.
I know. And he's going to keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, dare I say, Michael Thomas out of New Orleans is going to get traded before the deadline.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be one of 4
Pin
big
it.
trades that I think might happen.
We'll pin it.
It's pinned. Hey, Raul, pin it. David Njoku, blank. Mike Williams injured. Let me move on. I'm tired of talking about myself. I'm
Oh,
gonna pass this
no.
off.
Both of those guys, by the way, you just mentioned, and Njoku and Williams are out for this next week, so
I know. Well, because we talked about them earlier.
tough. You want me-
I love you guys, but I'm tired of talking about myself.
There you go. I'll take over for Beat on the other side of the aisle, I guess. Trevor Lawrence had a decent day, 24 points, 310 yards from 22 out of 43. You know, the 22 out of 43, we can tighten that up a little bit, but the 210, that's all right. Would have loved to have a touchdown
Yeah,
with
I
one
think
of
Trevor
those.
Lawrence is only just going to get better.
Yeah.
This is his second year in football.
Yeah.
Really great coach, a Super Bowl winning coach,
Mm-hmm.
and now his full-time running back that he played with in college.
Yeah. And he put a touchdown in on the ground, so
Vroom, vroom.
vroom, vroom. He can move around. Now, the interesting thing, obviously, is that Beetle had an empty running back spot. So, you know,
You had to bring that up.
I have to.
I
do
could have
it.
lost.
You could have lost. You did win by 30 points. So, yeah, if he had put a 30-point running back in, you could have lost.
There wasn't a lot of those this week.
There wasn't. Jonathan Taylor only got 12 points. He did not get a touchdown this week. He, only had 10 carries for 58 yards. He did have 7 out of 8 receptions for 27 yards.
That is 18 touches.
Yeah.
And that is lower than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still high average, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we just talked about it. You trust your veterans. This is a guy that's going to be trusted for the next few weeks
Absolutely.
for Ellinger. So, I always forget D's Moore's name. DJ Moore. He had a pretty solid game. 7 out of 10 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown, 16 points. Not too shabby. Godwin underprojected for the Bucks. They had a tough game, but George Kittle didn't. 21.8 for San Fran. Unfortunately, they lost to Kansas City, but Kittle had 6 out of 9 receptions for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. And speaking of Kittle, I project a really high week for him this next week because Debo is officially out.
Yeah, because of Samuel. Yeah, we'll see. I'm glad I don't have to go against him this. Oh, I do have to go against him this week.
Kittle?
I am playing Beetle this week. Boo.
Go get him, Beetle. Go get him.
Another guy who also might have a solid week coming up is Hunter Renfrow out of Las Vegas. If Devontae Adams ends up not playing, Hunter Renfrow could get some work. He didn't do a whole lot against you last week, only getting 7 points, only getting 3 out of 3 receptions for 55 yards, but he did catch all of his receptions, so that is something to look at. Again, Rashad Bateman didn't do a whole lot, underprojected. Derek Carr, underprojected by 10, only getting 17 points. He had 21 out of 27 receptions, so almost perfect throwing for 241 yards, but only 1 touchdown.
That's pretty close to Derek Carr numbers. He's
Yeah.
always been a great passer.
Yeah, as far as accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, his Colts getting 20 points. Solid defense number.
Heck
Absolutely
yeah.
solid defense number. He did leave MVS on the bench with 16 points. And he has George Pickens on his bench. So he's got some players. Beetle is not out of this season yet.
No, he thinks he is. From what he's posted in our
No.
in our league chat, he's trying to have a fire sale, and I'm like, bro,
Don't do that.
don't
dude.
have to, but trade to me.
Because you have the
Right?
makings for even if not this year, you have the makings for a great season.
Yeah, it's
Soon.
dynasty.
You
Like
got
you got to
young
figure out what
guys.
you're doing. Are you trying to win this year? Or are you trying to win
The
for
next couple
3
of
years? You're trying to win this year, or you're trying to Raul? You're welcome, Raul. I hold you as a standard.
Well, speaking of, that is our next matchup. Daskell and Raul, the 2 number 1s, were going head to head last week.
Oh, wee!
Daskell came up on top. He is the 6-1.
Frank the Tank over here.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daskell is on his 5-game winning streak. He is a tough guy to beat. I'm glad I have a few weeks before I have to play him again because I'm pretty sure I have to play
I
him
just
again.
can't wait to beat him.
There you go. That's the attitude I like to hear. But Daskell is missing this guy this week because they are on a bye. That would be Patrick Mahomes. Last week he got 45 points, as Patrick Mahomes likes to do. 25 out of 34 for 423 yards and
good
3
stuff.
touchdowns. Yuck.
Good stuff.
And of course, one of those touchdowns was for over 40, but he also had 2 more non-touchdown throws that were over 40 yards. So not too shabby. Kenneth Walker, we have talked about him. 36.7. He was our running back of the week.
That's the reason he won. Right
23 carries and 167 yards with 2 touchdowns with a plus 40 rushing touchdown.
Kenneth Walker
Get out of
is
town.
why he is winning.
It's like you just took Rashad Penny out and put the same guy back in, except he's on a
But
different
better.
guy's team.
But better.
But worse, because he's not on my team.
He's the Alvin Kamara of Seattle.
That's a good pickup, and he's a rookie, so that's pretty upsetting. Moving on, Leonard Fournette did not do anything. Only got 3 points on the day. The Bucks had a tough day. Devontae Adams, 13 points. All he was missing was that touchdown. 8 out of 9 receptions and 95 yards. Can't hate on those numbers.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, on the other hand, he did kind of shit in a bad.
Oh, he got injured.
2. Oh, is that what happened? I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, DK
Okay.
Metcalf got injured. He's out this next week.
Gotcha. Okay. So I missed that one. Then that's on me.
Hey,
That's on
now
me.
we covered it just now.
This
Just in.
Yeah. Kate Otten, the guy I actually tried to pick up last week, had my issues with, got 10.4. Good thing he got him because Daskell did not have a tight end to play. And when you win by exactly 10.11 points or whatever it was, that could have made all the difference in the
Absolutely.
world. Not having a tight end to play.
That
so.
10 points could have lost him
Sorry,
that match.
Raul. I did try. He did have a goose egg on his team again. Michael Gallup. This is the second time now that Daskell has not only won, but even the time he did before, got a high score with a 0 point on one of his positions.
That blows my mind because Gallup was on it the week before.
Yeah.
Not on the injury report.
You get what's his face back. I already don't care about it.
Oh,
Dak
yeah.
Prescott.
What's his face?
You get Dak Prescott back, and he got a big goose egg, 2 attempts.
Well, we knew someone on Dallas. We called it last week. Someone on Dallas was going to faceplant. We thought it was going to be Dak.
Yeah.
It just turned out to be one of Dak's receivers.
Different guy. T. Higgins on the Bengals obviously had a great day because Joe Burrow was feeling very generous. So he got
About to have a better week.
He is. He had 5 out of 7 for 93. He'll probably do more this next week. Geno Smith, underprojected, only got 17. Did have 20 out of 27 and 210 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just had some issues holding on to the ball and throwing into the wrong people. That's all.
Just to the wrong people. Hey, you over there, catch this.
Wait, that's not the right team. And then his Raiders defense had 15.9. They did have a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, on to Raul. I faced him this week.
Yeah.
I hope he scores a pretty similar score. He scored 144 out of projected 165. He's playing Marcus Mariota, who's been doing great. I really like Marcus, and I've been saying this from the beginning.
Yeah.
He's been great since I liked him at Oregon. Just not quite the NFL guy yet.
He's getting there.
But but he's getting there.
8th year in.
Yeah, but he scored his projected points of 19, and we can't deny that. Aaron Jones stepped up for him this time.
He's back.
That's a tough one to always predict going over there in Green Bay. He had 8 carries for 23 yards, but 9 out of 10 receptions for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. So what that's telling me is that Rodgers is not trusting his wide receivers and has to give it to someone that he does trust. And guess who that is? Aaron Jones.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Other than that, Joe Mixon, 17 carries for 58 yards, a touchdown, 3 for 3 out of 33 yards, respectable numbers, going 16 out of 17 points.
Call that a perfect day.
Yeah, right? That is as close as you can get.
Yeah.
Without being as perfect as perfect.
Didn't drop a catch.
Big one that hurt him was Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Another tough day for Mark Andrews out there, which I would love for see to him just take a week off.
Mm-hmm.
Take a week break so that my guy Isaiah Likely could get some points. But he had 1 carry for 4 yards and 0 for 2. Raheem Mostert, being moist up there in Miami, super moist with 16 carries, 79 yards. 4 for 5, 30 yards, and a touchdown. He got 21 points out of 13.
Yeah.
Super moist.
Yeah. It was never, it was,
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for it to be Chase Edmonds. It's only going to be Chase Edmonds' game if Mostert gets injured. So because I'm always kind of battling myself. Should I have traded away Chase Edmonds? But looking at Mostert's numbers, yeah, it's
that's
his
just
show.
hilarious because I started the year with both those players.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And then you gave me. We traded for. I had Chase
Yeah, I
Edmonds.
dropped Moistert because it wasn't
hilarious.
moist for me anymore.
That's actually kind of fun.
But yeah, funny how that works out. But Davis Mills doing his jam. I would like to maybe trade with you, Raul, for Davis Mills. Talk to me later.
Dude, good luck getting a quarterback from Raul.
Hey, you never know. Yeah, I'm gonna get flooded with trade offers now after this. 28 for 41, 302 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Moving right along, let's get to the final matchup. Johnny versus Mile High, the lowest of the lows this week. Ew, wee,
Yuck,
stinky. Johnny beat Mile High 121.7 to 117.91.
4-point difference, close.
That's a touchdown difference. Closest matchup, but the lowest matchup.
But he still lost to Taco.
We're all judging you. Now let me pull this up. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm starting with the winner. With Johnny. He overpaid. Like I said. Oh, was it? Oh, you're gonna pay $50 for a 15-point quarterback. I want to go back and see this because guess what? Heineke, who he paid $50, got 15 points. And he's like,
dude.
like, no way. He had 30-point games, 3 30-point games last year.
He had as much as Terry McLaurin had, who he's throwing to.
You're welcome, Johnny. An elephant never forgets.
Oh, boy.
Najee Harris not showing up like he should have this year.
Yeah.
Only getting 9 of his 11 points. Brees Hall really doing it, rocking it. He had this huge over 40 rush touchdown before getting injured and sent to the IR. I'm sorry, bud. That's a tough one. Also with Jamar Chase, back to back on your lineup, getting hurt. He had 37 of 17. Tyreek Hill, fastest man in the league.
Yeah, he is.
Getting the fastest 10 points I've ever seen out of 19.
Boy.
I'm really going in on Johnny this week,
Yeah,
aren't I?
you really take it to him.
Because he can take it. Yeah. He beat a hurricane. Other than that, Devin Duvernay, right there on his points, 9 out of 12. We'll go into what he did this past week. Really fun player to watch. Zach Ertz, 6 of 13. And the Jets not getting close to the 30 points they were projected with just 8 points. They were really projected 30 points against Denver.
Only got 8. Mac Jones was projected 21, got 2. You glossed over Mac Jones getting 2 points, 2.67. Talk about crap in the bed. Tough.
Well, he got benched real early.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to watch the game again. I just kind of kept
Mac
going on my
Jones
phone.
got benched out of interception that is
that's
actually
right.
believed to have hit a television wire.
Oh,
like
wow.
One of the
That's right, because Johnny was almost thinking about not even putting him in anyways, because had he gone in and thrown, 2 interceptions or something like that, he might have lost the matchup.
Yeah, but guess what? He did.
He did.
He put him in.
He put him in, and
God damn it, Johnny.
he won his matchup.
I'm coming in at you, bro.
He did leave.
Hey, I still love you.
I guess I'll go on to Mile High. Lamar Jackson. Oof. 9 points. That's tough.
Lamar Jackson, huh?
9 out of 16, 120 yards, no touchdowns on the day. He did have 90 or 59 yards on the ground, but no touchdowns and 3 sacks.
Either he blows up or he doesn't.
Yeah, not even cracking 10. That was tough. But Austin Eckler tried to make up for it with 30 points.
AE all the way, my favorite kind of battery.
Huge. 9 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. But then he comes through with 12 out of 12 carries for 12 out of 12 receptions for 96 yards and another touchdown. Huge day for Austin Eckler.
You think that has something to do with residual injuries
For Herbert?
for Herbert?
Maybe.
Checking down a lot? Like, that's a lot of checkdowns.
12 out of 12? That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Whatever. I wish I had him. James Robinson got 0 points last week.
That'll change. He's on the Jets now.
Yep, only got 1 reception, but yeah, that will not happen this week. Amon-Ra St. Brown, only 0.9. Tough day for him. He's on the questionable this week. But Juju Smith-Schuster, 29.9. Nice big day. 7 out of 8 receptions for 124 yards. And one of those receptions was a plus 40 touchdown.
Yeah, really made San Francisco feel stupid. And that's great for Juju Smith-Schuster.
44-23. Is that what you're talking about? Just the Chiefs in general on the day? Or
Yeah,
Juju himself?
Juju. No, that was the one that made. Yeah. You go back to the game. That was the one that made San Francisco feel really stupid.
That's awesome. And then Travis Kelce had 15.8 again against the Niners. Brandon Cooks underprojected. Mike Evans had a basically average Mike Evans day, 9 out of 15 for 96. Man,
I'm Mike Evans. I have an average day.
it was not for
He had a lot of big drops that game.
Well, I'm saying it was not for lack of trying that the Bucks lost that game, because he had 15 attempts, so he only caught 9 of them for 96. And then Jared Goff, 3.7 for the Lions. 228 yards, 21 out of 26, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble losts.
Looking at that stat line.
Yuck. And then Mile High's Broncos defense, only 6 points. Not too great against those New York Jets.
Yeah, we still like the Broncos, though.
We do. And so does Mile High.
Let's get it.
I like things that our league members like.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, that's week 7.
Mm-hmm.
Going at it. We're going to take a quick break and be right back to you after this moment. And a Ric Flair, woo! Welcome back.
Yeah,
From
party
the
boy.
break. Yeah, from the break for Pigskin Isn't Just for Cooking podcast. We had just a great recap of last week, week 7, going into week 8 now. With the breaks coming right in, buys Kansas City, Chargers.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting for a lot of teams this week. But I would like to go into our Thursday night review.
Yeah.
Of this week before we make the rest of our picks. You had messaged me, and this is how we do it.
Yep.
You messaged me, you're picking Baltimore. There was an info dump about 5 o'clock, 2 hours before the game. For like, all these injured Baltimore peoples are coming back. I'm like, are they really? You know what? I'm going to pick Tampa Bay. Because at the time, I read an article that Tom Brady's then wife gave him the ultimatum.
Well, they're still technically married.
Yeah, they were still technically married, and he got the ultimatum. So I'm like, you know what? How about this guy just goes out, plays the best game of his life, and it's like, how about I win you and this football game?
Did
right?
neither.
He did neither. And now it's official.
Well, they're not divorced yet. They filed for divorce, right?
Right. Well,
So-
that's kind of as close as it gets.
Yeah, but with like with all the money they both have, I'm sure a divorce is going to take some time to get all their finances in order and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So
Well, I've never filed.
neither have I.
But that's kind of like signing your name, like, hey, here I am trying to get divorced.
Right. I assume so. Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't go through, then here we are, still married and still thinking of a divorce.
We'll try it again next week.
Yeah. We'll try next week on the next Thursday night review. Oof.
Oh boy.
But anyway, Thursday night review: Baltimore versus Tampa Bay. Best Thursday night game, I feel, of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It
was good.
No reaction.
I'll wait on you, buddy.
No reaction. Good for Prime Video.
I'm just
Get
wide
him,
eyed
Jeff
staring at you.
Bezos.
Yeah, no. Last week was the New Orleans and Cardinals game, and it was really good. It was a really good game last Thursday.
Yes.
This Thursday, another really good game.
Yes.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got me with that one. I was really feeding off you on that one. Baltimore won that game.
Yeah.
I haven't pulled it up yet.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, 25 out of his projected 26. Night and day compared to last week. 27 out of 38, 238 in the air, 2 touchdowns. Didn't have a running touchdown, but I mean, you can't always ask for that every single week. He's only human. But nice bounce back week for him. Kenyon Drake put up some points for Baltimore, 16. That's off of 7 carries for 62, a plus 40 rushing, and then he had 4 out of 4 receptions for a touchdown. So really good for Drake. Dan's got him. That was a new addition to Baltimore. I believe Kenyon Drake was coming over from the Raiders.
Right.
So that's really good for Baltimore, and it looks like it's going to be good for Dan, pushing all those other plethora of running backs down the line. And then, we kind of briefly touched on it, that we wanted to talk a little bit more. Devin Duvernay. Devin Duvernay? Is that right?
Yeah.
It is Devin Duvernay. 24 points for Johnny out of his projected 10.99.
I'm sure he's loving it.
I'm sure he is.
Dude, he's been roster baiting him all over
Yeah.
all over our chats
Yeah.
the whole time, which he should be, and he should have been playing him since week 1. To be honest, he would have had some down weeks, but with having his injury to Jamar Chase, it's a decent throw-in.
Yeah, he had a rushing touchdown and 4 out of 4 receptions for 31 yards. Your guy, Isaiah Likely, showed up in the absence a little bit of Mark Andrews. I mean, Mark Andrews still had a 6.3 day, 3 out of 5 for 33, but your guy, Isaiah Likely, had 6 out of 7 for 77 and a touchdown.
He led the team in passing after Andrews' shoulder injury, and I touched on that a few weeks ago in our podcast.
Yeah.
Being like, this is why I'm picking guys up like this.
Yeah.
In the preseason, Isaiah Likely just killed it.
Yeah, because guys like Mark Andrews, they're putting in a lot of work. These guys are going to get injured. It's just inevitable in this kind of game.
And they have good guys to replace him.
Right.
And their team has drawn up plays for their tight end, for Mark Andrews.
Right.
So like the teams have learned these plays.
It's a heavy position
right?
play for that team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if he's out this next week, which I don't think he will, because not that I want him to be, but I hope that he's not super injured. I don't wish on anybody. But if he is, I'm ready to plug and play.
Looking forward to something similar to this.
If Andrews isn't playing, Isaiah Likely is in my lineup immediately.
Nice.
Next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This week.
Well, no.
Oh, and then next week, moving forward
right,
from it.
Because we're talking the Thursday game already happened.
That's right. Next week.
Yeah, and that's kind of my idea on how I pick up some of the players that I do that I keep on my taxi squad.
Makes sense.
If that helps anybody else in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense. Is Isaiah Likely? Is he a taxi squad guy? Yeah, he's rookie year. So yeah, nice pickup.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't pick him up. I picked him off the waiver wire.
Right.
I can't believe he didn't get drafted. I wanted to pick him up really soon because he had a 10 catch 100-yard game in the preseason.
Yeah.
Without anybody else. Like, I'm like, oh my god, it's like this game is made to play. They're playing their game with tight ends.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, it happens. I'm just that
That's your
lucky
guy. On deck.
And just like if I have, because I also have the backup Huntley for Baltimore. So if their QB gets injured, I have their backup QB who has the same skill set. Like, here's this almost Super Bowl ready team.
Right.
If someone gets injured in the main 2 spots, I got their backup.
It's got to tighten up that running back position. Looks like they are on the way. Do you want to run down Tampa Bay at all real fast?
Oh, yeah. I had it pulled up and then.
That's fine.
Tampa Bay was looking good. Went out to the lead real quick. I picked Tampa Bay for this win this week. They went up there. I think they were up like 14-3. I'm like, and I messaged you like, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. He's proving it to Giselle.
Fighting for his marriage.
He's fighting for it. I got the same reaction from you just now. But it just didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
Tom Brady completed 26 of 44 for 1 TD. 2 completions over 40, 1 carry for 1 yards, 3 sacks. A respectable, number. Unfortunately, a fun stat though. With those 3 sacks, he has now become the most sacked quarterback of all time.
Well, when you play for what year is this now? 23. Yeah, you're gonna earn some sacks.
I think it might have been beneficial for him to actually retire.
We'll see.
To not have that stat, because it would have been Big Ben who had the stat before him.
Yeah.
He passed Big Ben for the most stats.
See, now
of the sacks.
Right. Me and my wife briefly had a conversation about this whole Giselle ultimatum thing, and we both kind of argued both sides a little bit. And I could kind of see Giselle's.
I wish I was there for that.
Giselle's position as far as we both agree ultimatums are never a good idea. Like, that's just not the way to go. You work it out, you talk about it. But coming from her position, this is a guy who did retire in the beginning of the year, and then came back. And now with all what happened to Tua and all these other quarterbacks, he's made it 23 years without any serious injuries. And then she's
that we know of,
as she's seeing a finish line about, hey, he's almost ready to just spend time with the family. He's not seriously injured. He still has a solid life after this, as far as brain damage, stuff like that. And he had said he retired in the beginning of the year. I'm sure going back on that can't be good for a marriage dynamic. But again, it's none of my goddamn business.
Right. But this isn't the first time. But I might be wrong. I don't think this is the first time he's retired.
No. I think, yeah.
And also, they had a whole television show or a news weekly on how great his family was.
I forgot about that.
And the controversy of that was him kissing his children.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're really close.
Well, and I know nothing about it. I can't say it was too close or not, but I do remember that, though. I do remember that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's whole that. Like, they have their reality stuff.
Right.
They have their personal stuff.
This guy just wants to play football.
And that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he wants to be the best of all time. And guess what? He still is the best.
You already are, man.
He still is the best of all time.
You made it.
And now he's the best of all time at getting sacked.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to happen.
I mean, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's true.
If he did that. But, back to Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette, right there on what he was doing. He had 9 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. 3 for 3 receptions. Doing what he should. Rashad White.
Yeah.
Fun to be in it. I'm glad somebody has him.
Dan.
That's a good one to have.
Yeah. Behind Fournette, absolutely.
Because that's going to be coming up soon. That's a new rookie. Other than that, Mike Evans coming back. He had 6 for 11, 123 yards. Heck yeah, that's a good Mike Evans game. Godwin,
17 points without a touchdown. That's right. That's really solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're 2 top receivers.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Both went 6 for 11.
Yeah.
Both had a reception for over 40 yards.
Yeah.
Both scoring double digits without touchdowns.
Yeah. Crazy.
You just hope one of these times went with touchdowns.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
That's probably about it for the game, really.
Yeah. Guess what? They lost.
Yeah. You want to go over how we've been doing in our predictions so far this season? We are in week 8.
We are in week 8. Yeah. So, let me see. Week 8 break. I'm on the wrong page.
Yeah, I got you here. What's on this one? It's very bottom here. It starts with you, Leon, and your wins. Where are you at? Yeah, very, very bottom. You got it.
All right. Oh, I like winning. Yeah. Leon Gold here has 29 wins on his predictions.
Yeah.
Evan with 18. Blue on his wins predictions.
Yeah.
We both share 33.
Yeah.
I'm really trying hard to break that number.
With your own.
With my own.
You're 4 away.
I'm really close.
4 away.
And then with both of us, which I did break, which is my first wanting to break, we have 28 losses altogether.
Yeah.
This past week, I called NOLA over Arizona. No. I called Arizona over NOLA, which I won. Washington over Green Bay. Seattle over the Chargers. KC over San Francisco.
Yeah.
Which was a close one.
It was.
Yeah, we were about that. It wasn't a close
No,
game.
it wasn't. It was 44.
No,
to,
it was a close
yeah.
game. But when we were talking about it, it was close.
Right.
It was close to us.
Right. And then I took Tennessee over Indy and Baltimore over Cleveland. And then we both lost that Chicago New England game and that Carolina Tampa Bay game. Did not call that.
Hey, I'm really happy we lost that Chicago game.
Yeah, me
that
too.
was a great Chicago game to watch as Chicago fans.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get into week 8.
Mm-hmm.
It is your week to pick on air.
On the spot, yeah, before
on
you.
the spot.
You've got yours already picked out.
I have it all picked up.
Yep.
Besides for Tampa Bay. I picked Tampa Bay. I lost Baltimore.
Yeah.
Coming into the London game. We have another London game this week, everybody.
Going back.
Arrow! Meow, 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 meow. Wake up. Set your alarms.
Set them Saturday night.
We
Don't be
have
lazy.
Denver versus Jacksonville.
Denver versus Jacksonville. I am taking Jacksonville.
Heck yeah, I like that because I am taking Denver.
I know you are.
Why? How do you know that?
Because
I have not shown you. Are you looking at my pick?
No, is Rusty Bilson playing this week?
Rusty Bilson is playing this
Okay.
week. It is time for him to show up. He's starting to lose fans in the motherland. It's time to go to London to win them back for him.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a good day. I think Etienne stepping up in that role is going to be really beneficial for him. So that's why I'm taking him.
Heck yeah. I think they're all just going to be a little sleepy.
Everybody.
Sleepy in London. An American werewolf. After that, we're back to our original noon games. We have Carolina at Atlanta. Carolina coming off a big win.
They are coming off a big
coming
win.
off a loss.
Yeah, they are coming off a loss, but I think Atlanta is going to come back this game at home. I trust Marcus Mariota over the new guy in Carolina, so that's why I'm taking the Falcons.
I agree with that. I think Atlanta will edge out Carolina for the win there.
Nice.
Next up, we have Chicago at Dallas.
Dude, I want to pick Chicago. I really do. But I'm picking Dallas at home.
Touche, salesman. I am also picking Dallas. I looked at this real hard. I'm like, oh no!
Yeah.
Because I wanted to keep on the Chicago train. Like, here we go. But Dallas D is just too good right now.
And that is the second away game for Chicago. So, yeah. Because they were in Foxborough last week.
And Dallas D coming off 40 points. Like, they're just...
Yeah.
They're a playoff... I feel like it was 3 weeks ago we talked about this. Dallas defense is a playoff defense.
Yeah, it is.
Like before the playoffs even start.
Yeah.
It's up to Dallas offense to show up.
Yeah.
After that, we got Miami at Detroit.
Miami at Detroit. You know, I think I am taking Miami. I know Detroit is coming off their... No, did they have a bye week last week?
No. They're coming off their bye week.
They're coming off their bye week. No, they're not, because Jared Goff only got like 3 points last week.
Oh, is that right?
They were in the first round of bye weeks, I believe.
Remember, there's just so many injuries. I can't keep track. I know what bye week is like.
I'm taking Miami.
You should.
Two is
because
back.
I'm taking Detroit.
Oh, are you really?
Absolutely. I picked Detroit at home.
At home.
They got to win one of these games. They know how to score points.
One of their home games? Yeah, they do know how to score points. They also still remember how to let teams score against them. They are, I believe, the second highest team scored against still.
And it's gonna be too cold for Miami.
You think it's gonna be too cold for Miami?
Brr.
I might agree with that. Miami is allowing a decent amount of points too, but
Shivering.
I'm glad you're taking Detroit.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna win most of these.
Okay.
So here we go.
Settle down. We'll
Next
see.
up, Arizona at Minnesota.
Arizona at Minnesota. Minnesota's playing another home game. Minnesota. Oh, they did not play last week. I believe. Is that right? Yeah, they are. They had their bye week. Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota.
I picked Minnesota as well.
Yeah.
I really want Arizona to win because I have some beef in that game.
Yeah, Kyler Murray and
Yes. But yeah, I think Minnesota, it's gonna be great. I also think once they hit if they can keep doing what they're doing once they hit playoffs, it could be a very interesting team.
Minnesota?
Yes, to
Okay.
root for.
Yeah. They got threats.
Yeah, I think it could happen. After that, we have Las Vegas at New Orleans.
Now, this one was tough for me. Yeah, it's just tough for me. But I am going to pick Las Vegas, even if Devontae Adams is a questionable, because you still have Josh Jacobs. You still have Hunter Renfrow. I mean, yeah, New Orleans, Alvin Kamara is starting to come back again. But again, you are missing Jarvis Landry. You are missing Michael Thomas. The only threat you have to cover is Chris Olave. So I think Las Vegas is going to take this one.
Unfortunately, I too picked Vegas.
Yeah. You like Vegas.
No, I like.
You like Derek Carr.
Nola, I love Nola, but yeah, they're missing too many key players to make a cohesive run at winning this. And it's Vegas has been stepping up to do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, New England at the Jets.
This should be fun to watch.
Ooh-wee.
Because I think I'm going to watch the New York Jets beat the New England Patriots.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I think we're gonna see 3 different quarterbacks in New England beat the Jets. I'm kidding. No, but I have New England at the Jets beating the Jets.
You have New England beating the Jets.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh. After the loss to us last week, you think Belichick's going to be all pissy and take it to nice rival Jets?
No, the Jets lost their best running back and one of their best offensive players for the year.
James Robinson.
Immediately after the trade?
Christian McCaffrey played immediately after his 3-day break.
Yeah, you saw how well that went.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. That's good. Next up, we got Pittsburgh at Philly.
Let's keep up the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey-oh! I'm going to get over here. Hope people can hear a high five. Yes!
That definitely came through.
That was a great high five.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're also picking the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Philly. Why not root for the undefeated team?
Heck yeah, man.
Oh, yes.
Jalen Hurts, let's go.
Get it.
Let's go.
Get it. They're fun. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're the best team in football, but they are playing like the best team in football.
You know who's really not the best team in football? The Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and
that's who they're playing.
Exactly. So that's why they've got this game.
Yeah. Next up, we got Tennessee at Houston.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. This one is really tough for me. But I am going to go with. I'm not even looking at the quarterbacks. I'm going to look at the running backs. I'm going with a better running back. I'm going with Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, you went against yourself.
I went against my own Damian Pierce, absolutely.
Damn. That's good because that's what I went against as well. So we got that.
You picked Tennessee?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. I picked Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not much I can say. Houston's on a losing streak. They have a lot of good things going.
Right.
I think they have a lot of good things going for them.
Right.
But this just isn't their year.
They can't score points, so they're third lowest in scoring. Their defense is middling. They're about middle of the pack in points scored against them. But Tennessee is a little bit better in that department as far as their defense so far. So yeah.
Yeah. A really fun one. So the next ones are really fun for me to hear about. The next few. Washington at Indy.
At your Indiana Colts.
At my Colts. They're not my Colts.
No,
but I'm all in this year, and I got to keep that going, right?
Right. I would love to see Ellinger come in and just lead the Colts to a nice victory. But I am actually going to pick Washington.
Well, you're wrong. Because Ellinger is going to show up and destroy. It's going to be the Jonathan Taylor show. We all know. We all know
and
what's
hopefully
happening.
Michael Pittman.
Which is, yes, but it's going to open up how football's going to be played.
Yeah.
I was looking at stats this week, and Matt Ryan was in the top 5 of of air yardage.
Oh, is that
throw.
right?
Like, he was airing the ball out.
Well, he was throwing like 58 times just last week, the week before.
I know.
Right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, equal that out with a second-year quarterback, which why I paid for him was because
He's the second year.
he's a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
And if he's now the starting QB as
Yeah.
a second-year quarterback, get the fuck out of here.
You're sitting
That's
around
why
that,
I paid
yeah.
for it, not a 10-year Heineke.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I like young
There we go.
quarterbacks.
But yeah, Indy over Washington for me.
Nah.
Next up, another game. I feel like we talk about this game every week, but we probably don't.
No.
But San Francisco versus the Los Angeles Rams.
I am taking San Francisco because the Rams, I think, are. I don't know what's going on with the Rams. Yeah, they are on just a crash.
I'll
and
go ahead and do it for
burn.
you. And again, the old double deuce.
That's it, man. The Rams, I picked them as
Yeah.
a Super Bowl contender because they won last year, but that's
Yeah,
not
I
looking
have
how
San
it's
Francisco picked us there.
They had the second lowest scored points in the league at 104. Now, granted, they did miss a game for a bye week, but still, 104 points from again, coming off Super Bowl, not great. You said you're also picking the Niners?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up, the Giants of New York. Not under the bridges, over the bridges.
Over.
Because they're Giants. Versus Seattle.
I want the Giants to win so bad. I really do.
But
I'm picking Seattle and Geno Smith.
no shit.
Even without a DK Metcalf, possibly? Or is it a possible? I already
no,
forgot.
DK Metcalf is not playing.
Okay, he's official out. You still got
Tyler Lockett.
You still got people.
You still got Walker. Kenneth
You still
Walker.
got, exactly. I was going to say, you still got Kenneth Walker and Geno Smith. I'm picking Seattle.
I'm picking the Giants.
Are you? Nice.
And I'm choosing this as highest scoring game of the
Really?
week.
Nice. Highest scoring. Okay.
I think it's going to be like 28-32,
Okay.
the Giants.
Nice 50-point game, something like that.
Yeah.
Would you say 28-32?
Something like that.
I think that works out. Yeah. 60 points. Sorry.
It's-
It's 60 points.
Yeah, it's going to be over 50, that's for sure.
Nice.
I'm excited for it. Easy one, I think, coming up. Green Bay at Buffalo.
Obviously, I'm taking Buffalo.
Blomb.
I assume you're taking Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. And the critical
Ooh.
Monday night game, which might, show the difference between who's winning this week or not.
For you
Don't
and
look
me?
at my cards.
Oh, for you and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was
Cincinnati
tough.
at Cleveland.
Cincinnati
This is a
at
tough
Cleveland.
one for sure.
I am going with my hot hand quarterback, Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow. Even without Jamar Chase, they still got people on that team that know how to catch that football. And we barely touched on it. Joe Mixon is a very good running back. Now, granted, he hasn't been getting the volume of carries he was in the beginning of the year because there were some offensive line issues. Joe Burrow wasn't getting enough time. He was getting hit a lot, so they were kind of relying on Joe Mixon taking a lot of carries. He's dropped down in volume, but he's still producing. He still got 15 points last week.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about the Cincinnati and their passing game, but we can't take away from what they can do on the ground because Joe Mixon is a very good running back.
Yeah, with Sam J. Perrine and
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati.
fantastic because I'm sticking with Cleveland.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
You're just going with them again?
Yeah, I keep losing with Cleveland, but they're only losing by 3 points every single week. They're
Okay.
right there.
Right.
They're at home this week, and I think Cincinnati is going to be chasing their dreams.
Oh, this guy. Because of Jamar Chase, you get it.
Yeah. You get it.
That's awesome. Nice.
Yeah,
Good
I think
picks.
that's a good one.
Good picks.
That's gonna be real tough this week, but I love it.
I do want to mention something before we end the
Please.
podcast. I kind of mentioned to Kamish earlier, something about the Sleeper app and making waiver wire moves. Now, if you remember last time I talked about how I kind of got messed over in a waiver wire because I tried to drop somebody for a waiver wire pickup who was on my taxi squad. And because he was on my taxi squad, I wasn't able to pick up a player because it said I was over roster limit because my bench was filled up. So, looking to another trade, I wanted, Monday or Tuesdays are weird because everything's locked up still, right? You're still in our present week. So, trades and stuff, your players have already locked and they've played. But I'm sure and hopefully some other people know, you could preset your lineups, right, for week to week.
Yes.
Like,
I don't
can-
recommend that.
No, because you'll maybe forget, but you can preset your lineups for like your bye weeks. You can already put players in that will be out.
Yeah, if I'm losing and I'm pissed, I'm looking at the next week and
Right.
trying to set that up. Yeah.
But also with that, if you were to set a next week lineup, that also counts for that waiver wire go through on Wednesday. So what I had done was I had set my lineup for week 8 this week. This is how I did my pickup this week.
Okay.
I set my lineup for week 8, right? I took somebody out of my taxi squad, put him on my bench for week 8. And this is on Tuesday, right? We're still technically in week 7 because your plays are already played, right? So when I did my trade, that automatically took that player off of my taxi, put him in my bench as soon as it went over to week 8 on Wednesday, and then did my trade. So I didn't run into that issue again where I'm over my roster limit because I'm trying to take somebody from my taxi squad for a waiver wire. I keep saying trade waiver wire. Does that make sense?
Right. For your pickup off the waiver wire.
On Tuesday, I wanted to take somebody from my taxi squad and swap them out for waiver wire, but I didn't want to get stuck again, so I preset my lineup for the next week, took that player out of my taxi squad, put him onto my bench. That way, the waiver would go through, and I wouldn't be over my bench roster.
Right. So the best way to explain that, the taxi squad is not an active squad.
Right.
So when you're picking up from the waiver wire, that's an active player.
Right.
So if you want to trade somebody off your taxi squad, you have to put them on your active squad, which is considered your bench,
Right.
and trade them in and out.
I don't know if everyone knows that. I obviously didn't.
I ran into a new one just this week.
Okay.
Okay, so a player was playing, right? And someone had already traded them out.
Okay.
I don't know how it happened. I have to go back and look at it.
Yeah.
But someone traded out a player who had already played.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that doesn't make any sense now that I'm talking about it. But it says off active roster.
Okay.
So it wasn't a player who was on any active roster, but it was traded off.
Mm-hmm.
But it couldn't have done because the team itself who they're on had already played. Does that make sense?
The NFL team they're already on.
So
already
then
played.
everything's pushed to Wednesday.
Right.
I have to go back and look at it, but when I was sent it, it made so much sense.
Yeah, you're gonna be careful on those Wednesday waiver wire pickups because everybody's doing a lot of stuff on that one. A lot of things go through, and you really got to make sure your ducks are in order on your team to make sure you actually get the people you want. And yeah,
but everything that happened was meant to happen. It just didn't happen in the week time spree.
I got you. I think I got you.
Okay, so this is let me backtrack.
Please
Um,
back it up.
someone dropped someone off the roster to pick up someone who was pick upable,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So they got that person, but that person is not on their roster to play this week because the person they're dropping already played this week. But they have this person that they picked up, but not for this week.
For that week.
Right.
Talking about someone who played on a Thursday.
Right. So someone played a
Yeah.
Thursday.
I got you.
So they traded that person for someone who hasn't
Right.
played this week.
Because you would technically have 16 people on your
Right.
bench instead of the 15.
Right.
16 people who could or
And
would
when someone
play.
plays, they can't be dropped.
Right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
Yep,
someone who played that week on a Thursday, they traded in that Thursday for someone, got that person, but didn't get that person immediately. They have to wait till
Right.
that Wednesday to get it. So someone already has somebody off the waiver wire,
Gotcha.
but hasn't been able to drop it because they can't, because that person is technically already played.
Already played 3D
Yes.
chess, man.
I know.
It's wild.
Guess who that is? Guess who's playing 3D chess against us?
Everybody?
Okay, damn it. I thought you might know.
No, I don't know.
Our future champion.
Oh, who are we talking about now? Who is our future champion? Who are you saying?
One of our
future
future
champions?
champions.
Okay.
I can't say it right now.
Okay. Still too early. In the
But they
season?
might know when they listen to this.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
But hey, everybody out there, we love you all. It's a crazy world out there. We find comfort in fantasy football.
Yeah.
And if you listen to this, I hope you feel loved too. Other than that, Two Pigskin isn't just for cooking. You're the best. Heck yeah.
Kissing cousins. We'll see you next week.
Here we go.